So, Eugene, just as we were coming on the air, we went into lunch break at court. And as we know, Donald Trump has often come out to the assembled media to speak to them, to make a political statement. So to say he's off the campaign trail may be a little bit of an exaggeration, even though he's at the courthouse. But let's talk about the assumption that he might be able to testify here. How does he turn something like that to his political advantage?
Yeah, I mean, he's already been doing it, right? There is no world in which Donald Trump, in my view, as someone who's been covering him this entire time, goes on that stand and is able to stick to those rules, right? When you talk to folks who have been his lawyer in the past, getting him, you can talk to him right before he goes in and say, these are the things they told you cannot do or say. He is likely to stray out of that because at the center of his technically re-election campaign, his third run for the White House, he is trying to tell voters and has told his voters, the reason they're coming after me is because they're coming after you, right? I am the person standing in between you and the deep state. I am the person standing between you and these Democratic prosecutors, all things that, have worked for him for a long time because grievance politics is at the center of how Donald Trump thinks about these things. And so for him to be able to go on the stand, he is likely to be able to say all the things that he's been truthing, not tweeting, but truthing. And however that judge handles that, Donald Trump wants to be able to do that, right? That is at the center of how he thinks about these things. We've seen that already in the case in New York, right? And something that we should all remember is that when he's at these things, this isn't really about the folks in the room. It's not about the jury. He's talking to his voters. He is talking to potential voters. And he's not really thinking about the political ramifications that it might not work for him in the general election because he's thinking about shoring up his support and going back to the grievance politics that is center to how Donald Trump has become a political figure in this country.